I picked this up at an antique store last week, and I'd like to give a shout out and a thanks to my cousin Colton for actually looking at the price of it. Long story short, I met a couple of my cousins there to show them some air guns that I had found, and one of my cousins did buy the air gun, the primary one we were there to look at. But then we walked around it's a big antique store. We walked around it a bit to see what else we could find. And we were walking past this bicycle. And I like the old cruiser bikes. But I didn't really look at it very closely at first, because I just assumed that the thing was going to be way more than I wanted to pay for it. You know, I expected it would be at least $250 or something like that, you know, due to the nature of antique stores and the way prices tend to run in most of them, although I have found some good deals, including the aforementioned air gun. But anyway, Colton looked at it and said, "Hey, this is only $19. And I said, "Well, if it's $19, I'm buying it." And I did. And I just quickly spoke up. I hope he wasn't planning to buy it for himself. But I don't think he was. I think he was just, you know, commenting on the price. But anyway, so I bought it and brought it home. And I figured it was probably from the 80s or something like that. Or, you know, late 70s to mid 80s or something. But I looked up the serial number online and found that it was made in 1972. And I looked further into this, the heavy duty, and I found out that it's an industrial / delivery bicycle. And I was already somewhat familiar with that type of bicycle. You know, I was familiar with the Worksman bicycles, for example. And a lot of the bicycle companies have built something along those lines since at least as far back as the 1930s. And Schwinn is no different. They've built at least a couple of different lines of industrial bicycles. And they still build one they call the heavy duty, but they're not made in the United States anymore, as far as I know. I know they moved production to, or they started buying their bicycles from Taiwan or somewhere. But anyway, this one, and they still, I believe they still market one though that's called the heavy duty. But this one was made in the United States at the original Chicago Schwinn plant. So this is a true American-made Schwinn. And the industrial bicycles, they were used for paper routes and other delivery purposes, and also for factory and warehouse floors transportation, you know, throughout the buildings and between buildings and so on. And they're still used for that. And also, heavy-duty bicycles are used in some bicycle share programs in some cities, because being of heavy construction, you know, they can stand up to heavy use. They have thick frames, thick steel frames, thick spokes. These are 105 gauge spokes, and they're designed to carry a big load, and optionally you could get baskets mounted to them from the factory. And this one, I believe, probably came on it from the factory. It says Schwinn approved. And the seat on the back here, I never noticed before, but it says Messenger with only one S. But anyway, I don't know if the seat is factory original or not, but it probably is. Although it might not be, but the reason I say it probably is because this still has the Schwinn brand tractor. They called it tractor tires. And Schwinn branded. And the tires on these things, and on all of these 26-inch Schwinns from the 60s, 70s, and I guess early 80s. They're 26-inch tires, but they're not compatible with the modern 26-inch tires. And in case you don't know it, the diameter of a bicycle tire is not measured like other vehicles, like motorcycles and cars and trucks, which are measured by rim diameter. Bicycle tire diameter is measured by the outside diameter of the tire itself. So, the modern 26-inch bicycle tires are, I think, 159 millimeters, or so. Is that right? No, that can't be right. Anyway, the diameter on these Schwinn 26-inch bicycle wheels is a larger diameter than the modern 26-inch tires. So modern tires won't fit it, and you can get new tires for them. But you know, because I mean, Schwinn made lots and lots of the cruiser bicycles, 26-inch cruiser bicycles, and not just the heavy duty and the model that preceded it of Messenger bike, but also the Corvette and all the other different 26-inch Schwinn cruisers. They all used this type of, I think it's called S7, Sierra 7, and it says it on it somewhere. But it, you know, it uses its own tire size, in other words, and you can still get tires that fit that, of course, because there are so many bicycles out there that take it. But the Schwinn brand tires are not available anymore, and the Schwinn tractor, I think, hasn't been available. That specific pattern and name of tire, I think, hasn't been available since about the mid-70s or so. And these tires are pretty badly dry rotted, but they still hold air, believe it or not. But anyway, all that is why I think that these are probably the tires that came on it from the factory in 1972. And it's got the round reflector on the fender, and it doesn't have any reflectors on the spokes, so I don't think it ever did. I think this was before they started putting reflectors on the spokes. But when I brought it home at first, I was thinking, well, you know, I figured it would need a complete rebuild to even be rideable. But the tires were flat and everything, and I aired up the tires and sprayed a bit of WD-40 on the chain and a few other places, and took it out and rode it. And the tires are still holding air 3 days later. And I'll probably ride it some today. But I'm going to need to, you know, take it down and re-grease everything anyway. And I'm definitely going to need to get some new tires and tubes for it, just, you know, in the interest of safety. But I'll probably set these original tires back somewhere and just hang on to them, just because. But when I first brought it home, I was thinking, you know, I could motorize it, I could make a rat bike out of it, or whatever. But the more I've thought about it, you know, I've got a couple of rat bikes, rat cruiser bikes. I've got a motorized cruiser bike already. It's a Murray West Sport that I put together a few years ago, and I still have it. It's still functional. And I've got some mountain bike frames that I can build motorized bikes on or whatever. So this being complete and factory original, I think I'm just going to leave it that way. You know, just do required maintenance and leave the original rack on it. Now I might put a basket on the front because a basket was an option, and I'd like to get one of the original baskets to go on it, but if not, I might just, you know, buy a Worksman basket or something. Worksman is one brand that still makes these type of American-made industrial bicycles. So anyway, I consider buying a Worksman, in fact, but here I've got the equivalent of a Worksman, but an older one, you know, and so I like it. And like I said, I'm going to probably keep it pretty much the way it is and just enjoy it for what it is, because I've got other bicycles to do other things with. So thanks for joining me, and if you like these old bicycles, stay tuned, because I'll probably be covering more of them. And of course I've got other things that I cover as well. So like and subscribe. Thanks for dropping by.